back to Manfield as we continue our coverage from the Castrol BMW Racing Series. Next up, it's the final race of the weekend for the E30 class, and it is a handicap start again. Traditional New Zealand flag start, and the slower cars from the weekend, the first cars away. Pretty much everyone should be starting out on track with this one, Todd.
Yeah, they will. There'll be the few faster guys at the back, and then you're going in two groups, so you have the faster guys at the back, and they're going to work their way through. So you'll see a bit like the open class with the big gaggle of cars towards the end.
So a whopping 39 cars starting this finale at Manfield for the Castrol BMW E30 Series. Mark Babb with 2 wins out of 2 for the weekend, and typically with this handicap style racing you don't get to see one guy winning all 3 races over the weekend, such as the amount of traffic on the racetrack.
It's huge amounts of traffic, and no, that's what's good about the reverse grid race, giving everyone a chance. It makes these guys work hard too.
Car 10 just going through shot there. That was Harvey Gray in the BMW 320. Daniel Kent went through in the 81. This is car 57 in the Motul colours. That's Robert Bolland in the BMW 318. So we go on board with Mike Ashton in the number 5 318. That's Paul Olsen just to his left in that green number 14. There's Babb just going by Ashton. 2 wins for the weekend so far for the Englishman. Car 20, that's Timothy Trout.
That was a car that Mel Cart campaigned last year.
Of course, in the colours of Bygone Autos, Mel's business over on the North Shore. Oh, one just dropping a wheel off track there. They were 4 wide. Down onto the front straight. That's not a part of the racetrack that you want to run off. Car 76 in there, just to the outside, going through shot now. That's John Tyler.
You've got Gordon Legg there in 318. He's doing a fantastic job. He's putting it together from a terrible crash last season. So,
he, of course, won one of the races at Pukekohe with the E30 series, split into 2 races over the weekend, so a good comeback there for Gordon. Here's the Weldex Engineering, number 27. That's Jansen Simpson. He's working his way through the hairpin. Timothy Trout just back there in that orange car, on board with Gregory Simons in the number 69. Up into the hairpin. Oh, there's one getting out of shape. I think that was the 28 of Scott Sampson. Just going off at the hairpin. So we're on board with Simons. Let's have a look at the replay. Middle of your screen. Just nips up the rear brakes maybe, and does a good job to not get right off track there. So the 28 of Scott Sampson having some issues. Final race of the weekend, the handicap race for the Castrol BMW E30s. There's Simons in the 69, just in behind car 50, Craig Suster. And look at this group on the back straight, 3 and 4 wide.
Oh, it's amazing. All the guys will be working pretty hard, and they're doing a fantastic job to give each other racing room too.
4 and 5 wide in this group, working their way down the back straight towards Dunlop. There's Mike Ashton and the 02 running together. 02, of course, Andrew Nugent, who's featured in the first 2 races of the weekend. Second place finishes behind Mark Babb. 99, that's Ezra Orr just going through shot. Car number 19, that's David Mead. 65, Gerald Farver. He's battling there with Ezra Orr in the 99. And these cars are starting to make some forward progress towards the front of the field. Gerald Farver featured in our coverage from Pukekohe. It's great field working their way through. Car 93, Glenn Pelham, and Todd, that's your brother.
Certainly is. He's doing a great job out there. You know, it's his first season and he's coming along really, really well.
Car 20, Timothy Trout, the Bygone Autos colours. And there's another car with multiple names on the rear screen, so that does Targa duty as well. Gordon Legg's car's done Targa this year. So many of these cars in the BMW series, both E30 and open class cars, compete in the Targa style events and many other club related events around the country. They're still coming through shot out of Higgins. So we're back on board on the right of screen. as the rest of this field just work their way out of Higgins. It's very, very busy out there.
You see Mark Babb just gone through, along with Paul Olsen behind him. So these guys are really making progress on the field now, so it's going to start getting interesting.
On board with Mike Ashton, inside line down towards Dunlop. That's Scott Sampson just up ahead of him, who we saw go off at the hairpin.
Mike Ashton here in his 318 versus his 320, so it's good to see these guys are going at it really well as also.
Lots of traffic for Sampson. Here's some of that traffic up ahead at Toyota, car number 80. That's Keith Mitchell. Car 44 in the mix as well. Craig Lang, who we saw go off in the previous race.
There's Mark Babb going past Kirk Bernard, so he's making a real impression on the field now.
Dentist number 43 of Mark Babb. He's your championship leader, finished second in the championship to Todd Pelham last year. There's Glenn Pelham again in the 93, trying to work his way forward in this busy, busy race. 39 cars started the event. Car number 17 just going through shot here on the Denny Holmes straight. That's Bruce Miller, another one of the BMW 318s. Northland Prestige for BMW car. I don't know which part of the racetrack to look at. There's just so many cars everywhere.
And they're all over the racetrack too, but they're doing, as I say, they're doing a great job. It looks like a fantastic race. 69
Gregory Simmons there. He had a battle on his hands as they continue down the back straight. There's cars just spread out all over Manfield. Here's your race leader with the headlights on, and it's Timothy Trout through to the front of this field. He's lapping in the 129s, just looking at the likes of Mark Babb trying to come through this field as Babby's heading towards the top 10. He's in the 127s. Here's 318 Gordon Legg. Gordon Legg currently up inside the top 10 as well.
There's someone pinching a brake there. Oh, that's Glenn.
Just got a tap in the back bumper there, I think, from the 99 of Ezra Orr for his efforts as well. There's a big group with Pelham. They're three wide, the three cars off. Then Pelham drops off the inside of the track in the 93. That's probably at about 140 kilometres an hour on the approach to Splash.
He's done a pretty good job to keep that on the island there.
Keeping it on the racetrack, car 83. Nigel Patterson, he's working his way towards the front. Back on board with Mike Ashton. He's just in behind that group of cars going through the hairpin. 44 Lang just up ahead. Someone's just dropped the wheel off the exit of the hairpin up ahead of them. You've done a few of these reverse grid races, Todd. What's the secret of trying to get through traffic, especially at a place like Manfield?
Just to keep the momentum going with the car, trying to break it square and just looking for the gaps, taking your time really, Jamie.
Car 64, Brent Allen working through there. That's a big group on the back straight, but at the moment, Timothy Trout, with the headlights on, is your race leader. He's desperately looking for the last lap board. He didn't get it that time. I can tell you the fastest driver on track at the moment is Mark Babb, a 27.29. He's the only driver in the 27s at the moment. As this huge field work their way down the front straight.
You can see the gaps. There's not many gaps on the track between the cars now, so it's going to be an interesting last couple of laps for sure.
68 Murray Brown, he was in there in the second position. I think that was Patterson applying the pressure in the 83. Back on board with Gregory Simons in the 69. Looking to maintain his strong position in the championship. Castrol BMW E30 Series. Oh, that's the 80 going up the inside. Keith Mitchell and Babb into Splash.
I don't know if that's the wrong gear selection there for Greg, but a couple have gone past there.
Just opened up the door for an opportunity there as Gerald Farver leans on the 27 of Gerald Simpson. Oh, who's that going off? That's the 17 just running off track. Bruce Miller at the hairpin. Timothy Trout's got a big lead here. There's daylight back to the rest of this field. He's really showing a clean pair of heels in the Bygone Autos number 20. On board with Ashton, that's Paul Olsen just up ahead. It's down the back straight, Murray Brown, Nigel Patterson. It's Gerald Farver. Applying the pressure to Gordon Legg, makes the position. That should be fourth for Gerald Farver. As the checkered flags come out and they've missed the race leader, so the end of the race is there, and it's Timothy Trout. He didn't get the checkers. But I can tell you, he has certainly won from Murray Brown and Nigel Patterson. And they're 4 wide after the checkered flag. Trout, Brown, Patterson, Gerald Farver in 4th, Gordon Legg 5th, followed by Jansen Simpson, Oliver McDermott and Ezra Orr. For the championship, Mark Babb extends his championship lead, 581 over Gregory Simons on 509. Mike Ash